And we'll get to the most drop list here. We get to number 7 on this list, Kenneth Gainwell. So, Pete, make sense of the Eagles running back situation moving forward.
Good luck. I mean, are they going to run it? Are they going to use
they
the
did
right?
last week.
They did, but
Well, it's not good for Gainwell if they do.
Right, and that's what I mean. I thought Gainwell would be a guy that they would give the ball more to. He ended up with the 13 carries, so it wasn't like he got him late in the game when the game was decided.
Right.
I thought he would get more work last week. In fact, I liked him last week, and I was wrong about it.
The Adrian Peterson, this kind of goes back to that, though, because we saw it with Baltimore. They had Tyson Williams, and he's young and he's fast, and they don't want to play him because they don't trust him. They want to give the ball to Jordan Howard and Boston Scott over Kenneth Gainwell. I just think that's probably what the Titans are going to do, too.
Well, I just think that they were dominating that game, 44-6. They're not going to dominate the Chargers.
No.
And so in a back-and-forth type of
So
game,
you think he's going to catch the ball more?
I do think he's going to be much more
So
involved.
he's much more effective this week than he was last week.
In
Would
theory,
agree
he
with
should be.
Would agree with you.
Yes, and Boston Scott will also be involved in the passing game as well. So we'll see what happens with Gainwell. I wouldn't be dropping him unless you absolutely had to. You see Ricky Seals-Jones on this list at number 9. We know there's a report that Logan Thomas can return in Week 10 after their bye week. So Heath, the best Washington football team tight end moving forward will be good.
It's Ricky Seals-Jones until Logan Thomas plays, and then it's Logan Thomas. I think it's probably that simple.
That's easy. I mean, Logan Thomas comes back, he's their guy.
So you'd be comfortable dropping Ricky Seals-Jones right now?
I dropped Ricky Seals-Jones in a couple places. I'm not certain Logan Thomas will. I mean, we don't know for sure that he'll play. A lot of times guys have that 3-week window. It might take all 3 weeks. But yes, he's on a bye this week, and he's a borderline number 1 tight end anyway. If you need the roster spot, he's droppable.
All right, so we'll see if Thomas is able to return after Washington's bye and what that means to fantasy managers. A good time to potentially pick him up if he's out there in some leagues. Let's show you the most traded players as of Tuesday night's moves. Elijah Mitchell, we said this. This is the window to sell him. And so, Pete, make sense of San Francisco's backfield for me moving forward. Mitchell, assuming he plays, has been very good, dealing with a rib injury right now. But they've opened the window for Jeff Wilson to return. JaMychal Hasty's gotten some work, and we know Trey Sermon's still sitting there on their bench. By the end of the year, the best running back in San Francisco will be who?
Elijah Mitchell. I think he's good.
To the same extent he's been now?
Not to the same extent.
Or do you think Wilson comes in and ruins it?
You're going to start seeing their typical rotation of guys, and they're going to cannibalize each other in terms of what it does to fantasy. But he's their best. He's going to be their best guy.
Would you be buying or selling?
It depends on what the value
You
is.
you have good enough running back depth that you could potentially sell, or you are in a situation where you just lost Derrick Henry.
I would sell him for a number 2 wide receiver. I would sell him for a top 6 tight end. So if I get one of those two things, I'd be glad to do it.
All right.